Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. So let's continue the Greek mythology stories. And this is the chapter number 4, or the first episode. And I have the first 3 episodes coming out. I got some friends' comments. So far they like it. And just to help me to improve by adding a comment. For example, you like that I talk it slowly with some of my own illustration, with some side notes, or more original and telling the story without too much repetitive explanation. I am telling this story with the goal of spending some time. You know, sometimes at the end of the class, I have 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or 4 minutes. I need to plan my story accordingly to make it, to extend it and make it a little bit longer. So I add a lot of my own explanations. Sometimes the story is just 2 or 3 sentences with 15 seconds, 20 seconds. But I do need to extend it a little bit. So let me know if you want it more crispy, clear, tell the story, or with this kind of grandma talking in the night, intentionally extending, adding a lot of water to the story. Let me know, okay? So that I can improve myself, and you will get an award. I always say award. I know you do not mind so much about the award. This is I want to show my appreciation. The award is, if you like it, you will enjoy it more by expressing your own opinion. And if you are a kind person, you will help other people like the way you give input and improve it. Okay, the Olympian gods, the Olympians. According to ancient Greek believing or religion, there were many gods and goddesses, each responsible for a different part of everyday life. The most powerful of them, however, were the 12. 12 Olympians. And it's not the Olympic game that we have so many Olympians. And it's the Olympic god, Olympians. It was the Olympians who the ancient Greeks worshipped with the largest temples and most lavish festivals. This was because these gods were in charge of the most essential aspects of life, from birth to death. They demanded respect, right? Because they are so important, so crucial, so essential. So there is Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon. The new generation of gods made their home on top of the tallest mountain in Greece, Mountain Olympus. You know, 2 or 3 years ago, we visited Mount Olympus, and we went to the place where the Olympic fire for the Olympic game, the place where they gather the Olympic fire. It's not use a match, use an electric starter. It was by sunshine. It took the most sunshine day in the hot summer. They are always hot, right? And use the sun reflection to start a fire. It's beautiful. And the Mount Olympus, such a beautiful mountain. Okay, now that the Olympian gods were in charge, the time had come to divide up the world and divide who would rule its different parts. Although Zeus had led the fight against Kronos, he decided that it would be fair to share control over the earth with his elder brothers, Hades and Poseidon. He gathered them together on Olympus. You know, Zeus is the youngest of the 6 siblings, right? He was the last one. He's the youngest one. He killed his father, right? Yeah. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades decided to draw lots to see who would rule which part of the world. Yeah. At that time, I think there was not something like "eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch the if it's good, let it go, eeny, meeny, miny, moe." There is not such "nigo, niwa, nigundan" in Chinese, and there is not a French "hatadud, hatabong, bong, dong, ding, dong, dong." Yeah, there was not those things. They just need to do a lucky draw or something. 3 pebbles of different color were selected, each one representing a different place. He who chose the white pebble would be king of the gods. He who chose the gray pebble would be god of the ocean. Kind of makes sense, kind of not making sense, right? Gray is for ocean. And he who chose the black pebble would be god of the underworld. This part I did not know. I'm reading a book. I thought that Zeus was quite decisive, and he said, okay, you guys, you take care of sky, you take care of ocean, you take care of earth, I take care of the sky, I take care of everything. The 3 pebbles were shaken in a helmet, and Zeus was the first to choose. He closed his eyes and drew out the white pebble. So he got to rule over the heavens from the throne of Mount Olympus. So he was lucky. He drew the white pebble, which was the most powerful one. As their king, Zeus became the most powerful of all the gods. Poseidon was next, and he drew out the gray pebble. This meant that he would rule the vast, sparkling sea that covered the earth's surface and have control over all the creatures that lived in them. So, joy to the world, joy to me, joy to the fish in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Yeah, three dog. That's a joy to the world, joy to the sea, joy to the fish in the deep blue sea. So everything in the deep blue sea, yes, everything. And Hades was the last brother to choose. He was left with the black bevel. No choice. The white one is taken, the gray one is taken. There was only the black one. Yeah. Unlucky. The only part of the world that was left was the underworld, deep below the ground, where the souls of men and women were sent after death. So Hades actually controlled the underworld, the world of the souls that has passed away. Every role was an important one, however, and each god accepted his new kingdom graciously. Do they? I didn't know, but I do not really think it's fair. Anyway, no choice. So these are the three gods of earth, of heaven, of ocean, of underworld. Yeah, that was decided. Now here comes the sun, the moon, and the dawn. Helios and Selene were brother and sister. Helios and Selene. Selena Gomez. Selena. It pronounced as Selena. It's night. The god of the sun and the goddess. The god of sun is Helios, the god of sun, and the goddess of the moon, Selene. EOS was the goddess of the dawn, who turned the sky rosy each morning. Oh, EOS, I love EOS. So that was that grayish, pinkish color that turned the night into sky. That the son of the god of sun is Helios. The god of moon is Selene. The god of Selene. The god of dawn is EOS. EOS falls in love. Each and every morning, EOS created the dawn and opened the gates of Olympus. So Helios could ride his son in a sun chariot, in a sun chariot, and go out into the sky. From the gates, EOS looked down on the earth, and the kingdom of Troy in particular, where the prince Tithonus, I didn't know this part of story, where the prince Tithonus lived. EOS was in love with Tithonus. Tithonus. One day she decided to travel down to Troy to meet him. Tithonus fell in love with EOS. Good one. They both fell in love. What is the problem? 2. So they married. However, Tithonus was a mortal. Oh, Tithonus was a mortal. He would die. Which meant that one day he would die, determined never to be parted from him. EOS went to Zeus. Please, Zeus, God of all gods, grant Tithonus immortality, she begged, because she wanted to stay with Tithonus forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Zeus did as Eos asked, but she had forgotten an important part, to ask for Tithonus to have eternal youth. So although he lived forever, he continued to age, growing ever older and weaker. The prince, the kingdom of joy. Eos fall in love, and the dawn become weaker and weaker and weaker. Ooh. Helios and Phaethon. Helios and Phaethon. Helios rode his chariot across the sky each day, pulling the burning sun behind him. He was kind of having fun. He had a big helio. He had a big fireball, and every day he had his most beautiful not truck, never a truck. It's not pretty, that truck. Something like fettuccine or something like spaghetti. You know what I mean. Yes, use that kind of big brand. That brand, voiture. Yeah. Yeah. And he was driving around like a cool boy, like a cool dandy boy, driving here, driving, and with a fireball behind him. How cool is that? Yeah, I think everyone fell in love. Okay, now Helios had a young son named Phaethon, but Phaethon refused to believe that he was the son of a god. Wow, that is a very humble son. Oh, maybe I'm talking too early. One day he demanded of Helios, "If you really are my father, then let me drive your chariot today." Helios doubted that Phaethon would be able to command the willful horses. But he could not say no to his son. Right, yeah. A lot of powerful people could not say no to their children. He placed the boy in the chariot and handed him the rein. Sure enough, Phaethon quickly lost control and began to careen across the sky, threatening to burn the earth. Zeus, who was watching from Mount Olympus, knew he had to act to save the world. He threw one of his thunderbolts and struck the boy, stopping the chariot, but killing Phaethon. Oh my, Phaethon. Oh my. So Helios' son was killed by Zeus. Selene saves Olympus. Each night, as Helios returned to Olympus, Selene set out in her shining silver chariot to break up the the darkness with the light of the moon. Okay, the sun finished work, go back home, have a sleep, and then the moon, the god of moon, came up and dressed up, put some perfume, put some silver dress, just so beautiful and elegant, going to a night party. Tithonus was a monstrous giant. Hundreds of snakes grew from his shoulder, and he flew with a huge pair of wings. Never heard about it. He had decided to challenge Zeus with his throne, and one night he charged on Mount Olympus. Selene loved Zeus. Oh my gosh, that's complicated. So when the king of the gods was threatened, she rushed to his aid. Selene saw Tithonus and stood guard at the gates. So Selene stood guard at the gate. She was holding the gate. She was controlling the gate. He hurled ferociously blows at Selene. Tithonus, that bad guy, yeah. But she did not back down. She battered away each blow and was able to beat Tithonus back. From that day on, the white surface of the moon was scarred by dark spots, where she had been hit. That's why when we go to see the moon, there are some scars on the moon surface. That makes sense. Okay, I think today we will stop here. Tomorrow we will talk about Zeus, Athena's, Hera, Athena's, Artemis, and all that. Okay? See you later, alligator. Let me know what you like, what you do not like, so that I can improve myself for me and for you.